Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of All the Mods 7. How are you guys doing today? How's life? It's been a few hours since the last episode and well, I'm still exploring. I've been mining for some resources. Axolotls. Do you have a pink one? Nope. It's fine, we take whatever we can. Anyways, when I was exploring, I found something of interest. A cave creeper spawn egg. I thought normally when you kill them they're just going to drop stone, but apparently they also drop ores. So that is going to be our temporary quarry when we get back to the base. Also, some of you guys are not really happy with the color of the grass near our... Oh, pink one! Yes! I have him. I was going to say that some of you guys were not happy with the color of the grass around our base, so I'm also gathering some moss. Well, this is weird. Is it supposed to be like 2 dungeons but it's messed up? I don't know. Origins of Darkness. I don't know why you're telling me how to obtain it, you just gave it to me. Finally, somebody wrote a book about me. It was about time. And we also have a box of eternal closure. I don't think I should open it. Is it like Pandora's box? Yep. Oh, another one. A vengeance spirit. Hello, jerk. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I have made a very important discovery. That is an iron vein. You know, it's tough and a bunch of iron. I'm actually very excited. This is the first time that I have found a vein in vanilla Minecraft. I mean, not in vanilla Minecraft, but you know, vanilla mechanics. Yes, this is nice. Oh my goodness, it goes on. I just vein mined. And look, screw the digital miner. This is amazing. That vein was massive. We had around 500 raw iron, so we got 3500. That's crazy. I mean, exploration is great. I just got advanced pressure tubes. Essentially everything that we need in order to start pneumatic craft. Oh, and by the way, since we just discovered the village which is far away from our home, maybe we should trigger a raid? Because you know, if I want to get into Ars Nouveau, I need a totem of undying. Nobody with a banner. Yes. Do we get a raid? Yes. Let us not mess up the hat, we use goggles. Well, I did defeat the raid, but then I found another mineshaft. You know, the one that we found a few episodes ago, and I did manage to get a few thousand pieces of iron. Since I can't really waste this opportunity, see you in a few hours. We're finally back home, and I just wanted to mention something. In the comments of the previous episode, or the previous one, somebody suggested that I use the pasture seeds from Botania in order to color up the place. The pasture seed that I love is this one. Which I'm guessing that's not what you were going for. Maybe you were going for this one? Vivid grass? But this is too green. This one is much better. And besides, it actually goes really well with moss. Enough of fooling around, let us get down to business. So somebody suggested again in the comment section of the previous episode that piglins drop netherite armor or tools. And since we have the recycler from Silent Gear, we should be able to recycle them and get infinite netherite. Hello! I was looking for you. This is a mob swap, we just take their DNA, and for some reason he's not aggro towards me. Big mistake. Also, I would love to be able to test the idea first, because I don't remember them dropping anything from netherite. Although he did mention that I should look in a bastion, so maybe he meant the brutes? Give me your sample. Thank you. Well, I have killed a crazy amount of them, but so far, no netherite. I have a feeling that for testing purposes, we're going to need a bigger sample. So what we're going to do is that we're going to convert these guys into an egg. I swear there was a chicken over here. Ah yes. Thank you. So one of them is for piglins, one of them is for brutes. And do not be worried, we have plenty of spawners. Also, it seems that Apotheosis has gone through an update and we have additional upgrades. Soul Lantern ignores light. And it also gives you a number, 2 to max entities, that is good. You can make it silent, that's perfect. Wow. No AI. Let us give it a test. We've just literally spawned. We give it a comparator so that we can activate it using a lever, some sugar as well as some clocks in order to increase the spawning rates, the speed, a chorus fruit, if we want them to be stupid. And I guess let us start with the brute. Okay, so that was my boo-boo. Apparently there is something called an underground bastion and well, we're almost there. I had no idea that these things exist. Oh yeah, there is something. I have never seen these. Oops. Well, that spawner works. We get a netherite boot. And considering the fact that it also drops bacon, maybe it's not a very bad idea. Oh, and by the way, that was from the spaceship that we found earlier. So ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth. Are you going to give me a netherite ingot? Wow. And a diamond. Hey, I actually think that we're in business. And I'll be very honest with you guys, the drops are not even that rare. Okay, so I have been working on the mob farm, and the part with the netherite and gold is actually working flawlessly. Cause we're getting tons of armor and we're converting it into netherite, gold and diamonds. The part with the cave creeper is not working. And I'm guessing there is a condition that we're not meeting, and therefore let us go and grab the dragon egg. Cause we killed the dragon, we didn't take the egg. Perfect, we can go home. And this is the part where I'm not very happy with, because I think if I add the dragon egg, they're going to spawn in the walls as well. But we will see. If not, we will have another spawner. It's not that important. I think we're good. Yeah, they're not spawning in walls. Maybe that was something which would only happen in Enigmatica because, they changed a lot of tags. This is why you would get ore in soul sand and marble, but we're fine. But the creepers are great. They're going to give us gunpowder, obviously, stone which we don't need, iron, emerald, diamond and gold. So this farm is great. The problem is that it's too great. It's been running for like 10 minutes and look at the result. We have 19 netherite ingots, 1,900 gunpowder, and you can see the rest. In fact, it's too good that I can't really keep up with the resources. I mean, if both of them are running. So look at the ender chest. Yeah, that is a problem. It's too fast. So we shall name this farm in the honor of the person who recommended it. So I have been trying to play around with a teeny tiny bit of moss and, well, it's not really working. If it is, let me know. I mean, from a distance it's not that bad, but if you fly closer, it just looks weird. But then again, I'm really garbage at building, so maybe it does look nice and I just don't understand it. I'll wait for your comments. Anyhow, let us move along. So last episode I did mention that we want to start setting up a farm, and I did make the structure for it. The tree is blocking it, it's not a massive structure, but this is our barn. The exterior seems to be fine, but we have a lot of interior work to do, and besides, all the animals are here. There was a hole and I think everybody just fell inside. I also thought we bring some decorations, making it look like an actual barn. Oh, and by the way, you did not see me planting any flowers. Good. I also brought some hay, because we need to feed the animals, which are later going to be used in order to feed ourselves. So first off, there are too many flowers. We use azalea. Secondly, I did work on the interior, and we do have a few animals. I just rescued them from the cavern down there. And most importantly, you, come here. Yes. Thank you. We're going to use them because they are just amazing. But before we proceed any further, I just wanted to show you something. You might notice that we have a teeny tiny bit of lag, just in this area. It's basically a ring around my base. 2 or 3 years ago this happened again, and well, I was very confused, and that's why I actually stopped playing MC Eternal. Now I know the reason. It has to do something with a multi-block from immersive engineering. You're in one chunk, I removed you, so you're fine. You're the imposter. So if we just break you, the lag should be gone? Yes. Perfect. Because I think the border was on this roof and it was a pain to make it. Anyways, just in case you also have the same problem. Before I forget, whenever you're hosting friends, pets, or anything which is beneath you, make sure to establish dominance. Now they know who's the boss. Anyhow, despite the butcher's knife, we're not going to kill anyone because we're going to use Ars Nouveau. And therefore there is a teeny tiny bit of progression that we have to do, and I'm assuming we start with a spellbook. So here is Novice, here is Mage, and for the Archmage, yes, we need the Wilden Tribute. Also, if you guys remember last episode, we did manage to make a few source gems. Therefore, we should be able to easily make the Ritual Brazier. And I don't really remember, do we need a Flint and Steel? It has 2 durability. It should work. Since he is going to break a few blocks, we're going to do this away from home, maybe here. And for those of you who don't know, you just put the Ritual Brazier down, you take the tablet of Summon Wilden, you put it on top, and you drop these. Now you should get a boss, hopefully, one day. This is the thing that I always forget. Sneak right click. I love the particle effects. Look at that. Hello, beautiful. He has like 3 phases. None of them are that difficult. Actually, it's funny. We have fought him like 3 or 4 times and every time he has a different shape. Thank thank you for the tribute. We need the Wilden tribute to make the Archmage spellbook. So that was the book part. Now we need to generate some source, and since we have a mob farm within our base, we are going to go with the Vitalic Sourceling. You know, my original plan was that we are going to generate source at our magical area, but because of the chunk loading issues, well, we have to alter the plans. Although, now it's working. Well, it's not that chunk loaders do not work, they're just being very inconsistent. But I have been to their Discord and they said they're going to fix it in the next update. But for the moment we need to have a teeny tiny bit of source, and I'm assuming we can cheat and maybe generate it up here? Yes, we are getting source. It's such a lovely mechanic. And even their souls are purple. Okay, I have been reading my worn notebook from Ars Nouveau, and it seems Ars Nouveau is far cooler than I thought. Well, obviously it has gone through some changes since 1.16, but there are also old features that we never played with, like the runic chalk. So I think we're actually going to play around with it a little bit more, but first things first, let us get our shepherds. They're not called shepherds. This guy, Drigme. We did manage to loot 3 of the shards, so I think for the moment that's going to be enough. We are going to need the enchanting apparatus, the arcane core, and 8 arcane pedestals. So obviously the arcane apparatus does require source, so we are going to take our jar. Don't you worry, we have a vacuum hopper. So arcane core, enchanting apparatus on top. The textures have changed and I'm very happy with them, but we surround it with some pedestals, like so. The source jar, and obviously we start crafting. Yeah, my bad, it's a seed. So you go in and you start crafting. And since these guys are cheap, let us make one more. I think they have fixed the issue with the particle effects. Everything looks nicer. Thank you, thank you. So again, most of you guys already know how this works, but for those of you who don't, it's relatively easy. They just need some source, a mossy cobblestone, and the chest. And if we right click, they should be summoned. It's shiny. I like it. Hello, beautiful. Anyways, these guys are going to have a range of 10 blocks from this block, and they are going to passively generate us mob drops. And obviously the more mobs we have, the happier they are going to be, and they're going to generate us more resources. Which actually has me wondering, can we have fish? I also think it's wiser if we put everyone in like one pen, you know, so that it's closer. It has not been that long, but you might notice we're getting loot. I can finally have a kitchen. But since it is nighttime, let us also pay a visit to a swamp because I want a slime. Because, you know, I need to generate some source. Don't drop me in water. Jerk. This is the luckiest night of my life. Well, I wanted the swap to make an egg. We got an egg. Go to hell. Also, my dearest friend, I just noticed I butchered your name. I'm very sorry. So if we want to play with Ars Nouveau, we are going to need a ton of source. And well, we are going to go with a Vitalic source link, but we are going to make a new mob farm. And that new mob farm is going to be for slimes. Because you know, a Vitalic source link is going to give you a teeny tiny bit of source whenever a mob dies. So when the big ones die, it's going to give us source. When the medium ones die, it's going to give us more source. And when the tiny ones die, we're going to get a ton of source. It's just that we have to expand our mob farm by just a bit. Yes, that bit. It's nothing super fancy, it's just a 9x9 and we're going to drop slimes into lava. We do not want loot, we do not want experience, we want death. Plain and simple. Oh, I forgot to remove these. But unfortunately, before we manage to do that, we need to have a spawner. The costume spawners that you get from spaceships and dungeons and, you know, big fortresses don't actually count. Because you can't really modify them, we need a vanilla spawner. I mean, I have tried it with piglins and it didn't work. We take the blaze one. Don't touch me. Also, it took me a while to realize, but you might notice that our nether portal is in a warped forest, right? The issue is that randomly around our base, I would find these. A warped nylium. You know, I think Endermen just pick it up, go through the portal and, you know, trash my area. Also, another very important thing is that we are going to need an extra dragon egg. Because, you know, for slimes, I think we need to ignore spawning conditions. I'm not really sure if it's just the light. But now that Tinker's Construct has been added, killing the dragon is easy. You know, we have EFLNs. And well, I can just do this. It's really useful for people who are garbage with a bow. We would be honored if you land. Aha! Where's the egg? Oh boy, we're going to have a problem. It doesn't drop a secondary egg. So maybe we have to kill her a few times? Let me gather some garbage. I'll meet you right back. Well, I mean, technically, before we go crazy, maybe we can give it a test. So here's the spawner. For slimes, we add the upgrades. We don't want any brains. And let us ignore the lights. Do you spawn? Yep, probably not. If we want to do this, we just need to kill the ender dragons 6 times. You know, in order to get a data model, and then we can just get the dragon eggs. Also, it's not a very bad thing to have. We don't have to bother with the spawners ever again. Oh, that is too extra. It's okay. So I'll be doing a teeny tiny bit of grind, and I'll be right back. Well, I never thought that we're going to need an ender dragon prediction, but we do need one. Give me an egg. Thank you, thank you. And yes, it does work. In a very weird way. What the hell? I think we kind of need the AI so that they move. It's okay, I can make another spawner, and we can also get the dragon egg. It's just that I need to find one more spawner. We're consuming a crazy amount of power. Don't really know why. Do not be worried. There is one here. I broke it with the wrong pick. It's fine, there are 2. Yeah, I would say this is much better. Besides, it does not have a redstone control, and whenever you have a redstone control and you try to put a vector plate on top of the spawner, you know, so that they will fall in, it will turn it off, which is not really good. But I guess the amount of source that we're going to get from this guy is going to be crazy. Let us check. Yes, it's awesome. Yeah, it has been a few seconds and these are full. So ladies and gentlemen, we're good. We ran into a very small problem. The place that we are generating source is down there, and the place that we're consuming source is up here. The way that you transfer source in Ars Nouveau is that you need to use source relays, and they have a range of 30 blocks, right? 30 blocks is 2 chunks, this is 1 chunk, 2 chunk, 3 chunk, 4 chunk, and we have to go down by like 30 blocks. So the range is not good. I decided to make warper source links because they have a higher range than 30 blocks, but apparently it's not enough. We can make a chain of source relays and we should be able to cover the distance, but the warper ones have an added benefit. They can take source from multiple jars and they can deposit it in multiple jars. And that's actually something very necessary for us because we need to distribute the source around the base. So I think what we're gonna do is that we first need to figure out the range. This is 40 blocks, and if we use the domination wand, select U, and then select the jar. Will you work? Too far away. Yeah, the range is again 30 blocks. Weird. Yes, reading is good. Between relays, not between the relay and the jar. Yeah, exactly. Now it works. And this is a way longer distance. We are going to lose some source, but it's negligible. We don't even care. Because we are generating a crazy amount. So if that is the case, we shall link it to you, and we shall link you to the jar. Perfect. Well, I guess now that we have access to some source around the base, let us also make a crop farm. Mystical agriculture is in the pack, and I'm not really going to use it in order to make that many resources, but there are some resources that we need to automate using mystical agriculture. Because I'm really not in the mood for bees, and I need all the modium, unobtainium, and vibranium. And I just realized blocks of insanium. Okay, oh, we have 2 sylph charms. They have changed their name. Then if that is the case, let us make a few mage bloom seeds. That takes a bit of time. Okay, we are near our villagers. We have to make sure that they are safe. You, on the other hand, come with me. Let's take a bath. So, fun fact of the day, in order to summon a sylph, you need a birch sapling. I don't think it's one of those things that you're like, ooh, a birch tree. Let's take a sapling home. So I have the 2 charms and we don't really want them to generate us any type of garbage. So what we're going to do is that we're going to make sure that our distance is appropriate, which according to the book is 10 blocks from the center. So I'm guessing here should be the center. It would be nice if you face upwards. We just need the flower and we just right click. Are you summoned? Hello. Actually, we are going to need 2 of them, so you come with me. And there you go. They are also going to require some source, so here is a jar. And we should be able to link the relay to here. Yes. So they do work exactly like the shepherds. Where are you going? They're actually very laggy, but it's fine. They do work like the shepherds, so the more crops that we have around them, the more happier they're going to be. Meaning that they're going to be much more productive. You see? He's very unhappy. But if we add more seeds, and in this case we're going to try and use inferium, they might be more happy. So this is tier 1. What is tier 2? Oh, it just means it's a tier 1 seed. Not that there's a tier 2. But you guys should be happier? A bit? Nature's aura is the worst. Why are you keep bone milling this area? Yeah, I'm guessing the sylphs are very happy. It's just that I'm not. You know, I just literally planted 1 moss and now we have a jungle. I don't know if it's going to have any side effects, but we are going to drain some aura. Is it gone? Yes, finally. Okay, so the mistake is gone. I still have to clean it up, but we are getting some resources from the sylph. And yes, it does work on mystical agriculture and that is great. It's just that the production rate it's totally garbage, which I guess it's perfectly fine. I can plant more crops because they have a radius of 10 blocks, meaning that I have like, I don't know, 400 blocks to work with. And at this very moment, I'm just using like 40 of it. But on a very positive note, they also give us shroom lights. But then again, I think we're doing good. We're getting Inferium, we're getting Mage Bloom, we're getting Hemp, and we're getting food. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.